Hello, Maddie here. Thank you for coming back for another week, another book here on my channel. This week we're talking about Borrow My Heart by Kasie West, which I have a copy of. It is not in this office, and I am unwilling to stand up and go get it. So we'll input a picture in the thumbnail. It's very cute. It's blue with two people and some dogs. It's very cute. How many times are we going to say cute this video? I should get better editing skills where I can do like counters and stuff on my videos. I'm just too lazy. Anyways, here's the synopsis. When a girl overhears a guy getting verbally destroyed by his friends for being catfish, she jumps in to save the day and pretends to be his online crush. Ren is used to being called a control freak. She doesn't care. Sticking to the list of rules she created for herself helps her navigate life. And when a cute guy named Asher walks through the door of her neighborhood coffee shop, the rule book goes out the window. Asher is cute, charming, and being catfished by his online crush. So Ren makes an uncharacteristically impulsive decision. She pretends to be the girl he's waiting for to save him from embarrassment. Suddenly, she's fake dating a guy she knows nothing about, and it's amazing. It's not long before Asher has her breaking even more of her own rules, but will he forgive her when he finds out she's not who she says she is? Ren's not so sure. After all, rules exist for a reason. I haven't done a whole video on this, but I know I've mentioned it before, but Kasie West is my number one go-to emotionally safe author. Her books are always good. They always have happy ending. The conflicts are never too messy. So I always love Kasie West. I can pick up, I'm in bad moments of life, I've still picked up books of hers that I haven't read before because I know they will make me feel better. Seriously impressive because I very much guard my emotions because I feel so many of them all the time. So I'm very particular about what I read and what I watch, what I listen to. I'm super particular. I do lots of rereading and rewatching because I can't handle what I don't know, depending on the moment. But Kasie West is one of those authors I can pick up at any moment. I've picked up all of her books. I don't love all of her books, but I haven't had one that I've disliked. And this one's been definitely one of my favorites. And I will definitely reread it. Partially because it's just so cute. It's so good. It's a girl who, she basically saw her mother be wild and crazy and unmoored, and her dad be anchored and just trying to keep up. And, obviously, but they ultimately end up getting divorced. And her way of coping is kind of leaning more towards her dad and being does everything the exact same in the exact same way at the exact same time every single day sort of thing. And then she meets Asher. And the thing is, what I like is he's not totally this crazy, unpredictable, wild, whatever. He's just not as on it as she is, which is great and fine and good for her. But I really like this book because it has more twists in it than the synopsis would suggest. It's still very good and interesting. And typically I don't like books based on lies. We know this. And so the whole premise that, she's lying to him about being his online crush is a whole thing in and of itself. But it's a very good book. I read it in one read, in one sitting. Okay, it wasn't one sitting. It was one afternoon. I got up a couple times, moved positions and stuff. But it was one day, it was a lake weekend with my in-laws, and it was just I don't know, for whatever reason, it was the perfect book at the perfect time. Just, it was what I needed in the setting that I needed, and it hit me emotionally in the exact way that I needed. So I'm such a big fan. And this book, funny facts about it is, one, I actually bought this book for the first time in Canada on my 30th birthday trip. I bought it in Canada. So Kasie West is also in Canada, even though I think she's an American author. But two, last summer, when I got my scanner, I have a barcode scanner. I don't know if I've talked about that. I got a barcode scanner so I could scan all of my books into an e-library because I keep accidentally buying duplicates of books I haven't read. So I found a couple of books in my TBR that I had multiple copies of, one of them being Borrow My Heart by Kasie West. So I actually have a copy of Borrow My Heart on my Maddie free library. If anyone wants it, you can have it because I have my own copy. I kept the copy of the one I bought in Canada because it has a sticker on it that makes it obvious that it came from Canada. And then the second one, I have no idea where I bought it. But I have it and it's extra. So, like I said, if you want it, you can have it. But Kasie West is she's one of my favorite go-to emotional authors. Her books are not super long. None of them are super long. I would say right around 300 pages, if that for some of them. Your couple always ends up together. The conflict's never too big. It's one of those books where, because one of my things, I like Hallmark movies at Christmas, but I don't really like them any other time of year because they're just too clean and safe and like predictable. And while I like those things, I don't like them to that degree. I like a little bit of conflict. I like my couple to go through a little bit of struggle, to have to figure some things out because it makes it more real. And like Hallmark is just so, it doesn't matter that they live in different countries. Doesn't matter that they have competing jobs or, their families dislike them or whatever. And so Kasie West is that tier above like a Hallmark type book where you have a little bit more dimension to your characters, a little bit more of a conflict. There's more for them to work through as people and as a couple. And so it makes the payout much better, because it's not a lot of risk, but it is a small amount of risk to see them go through kind of some rough moments to get to your happy ending. So that's why Kasie West is my go-to emotionally safe author. Funny stories, but just facts, I guess. So Kasie West is my favorite. My sister, I am not linear when I talk. I went to Florida this fall for over my birthday week, and I hung out with, it was my sister and my grandmother, and my mom was there for about half of the time. And it was awesome. It was like one of the most relaxing weeks I've had in like years. My sister we have a bookcase of books for people to read because we rent out the house for some of the year. And she was like, I want to update some of the books in here. Like, do you have suggestions? I'm like, for like beach reads, like you only have a week because a lot of people won't read books in one sitting like I will. I was like, Kasie West is such a good author. Like it's going to be safe. It's going to be clean. Like, so we don't have to have renters being like, I picked up this book and it's super terrible. No, it's going to be a clean, safe, fun, cute. And so she bought a couple books. I was like, oh, like fun. Which ones did you pick? She showed me one. I was like, oh, it was Sunkissed. Cute. Love that. That's such a good one. And then she picked 2 other ones. I didn't even know Kasie West to put out. She put like 2 books out last year, and she has like 3 coming out this year or something like that. I've already pre-ordered at least one of them. But it's like she's put out so many books both last year and we'll be putting out books this year. And I was like, how did I miss all of the Kasie West coming out? So I picked up some of the ones she published last year because I found them in a bookstore a couple weeks ago. And like I said, I pre-ordered at least one of the ones for next year, but I was like, let's get through these ones first because that's 3 books. So I was like, let's get through those first, and then we'll look at buying her other new releases. Big fan of Kasie West. I own almost all of her books. She has a weird set of books that I think are from pretty early on in her career that I don't own all of and that I have not read all of. But besides that, like, I've read everything else. This is just the most recent Kasie West read. I loved it. It was cute. I'm here for it. I sent my siblings, like the sisters, I sent them a text about the name of the like pet adoption place because it's like spectacular, but it's pet-stacular or pet-tacular, or it's really weird and it's not quite right, and the name kind of drives me nuts. And then the great part was in the book they talk about how the name drives them nuts because it's not quite right. And I was like, okay, so it's not just me, and the author just didn't think it all the way through. The author thought it through and let it be like a talking point. I hope you'll pick this book up. It's a great read. Like I said, I will have a blog going up with it, but like I said, my blog is like, it's balm for my soul and it like for my heart, and it really was, because it's just such a good, safe read, but it's like it has enough depth to make me feel like there's a payoff for by the time you get to the end. So very big fan. Go read it. Read all of her other stuff because she's got lots of books and they're very good. And I've done videos on some of them. Lucky in Love, P.S. I Like You. I don't know if I ever did like The Fill-In Boyfriend or On the Fence, Distance Between Us, By Your Side. There's like a bunch of books. So I've done some videos. There's a bunch of other books of hers that I have not done videos on. And while they may not ever get their own individual video because they were good, but they weren't great, I do want to make a whole video that's just, here's why Kasie West should be your emotionally safe author. We'll get there one day because like I said, this has a blog going on with it because we are getting to like literally the last videos of my blogs that don't have videos, and some of them just aren't going to get videos because they were very much like this was going on in my life at the time, so it doesn't make sense to do videos. That's neither here nor there. We'll get there. We'll get there, and it'll be great. So with all of that, I hope you have a great rest of your day. I hope you have a great week, great weekend, great month, great year. I feel like I'm missing something in there. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Hope you have a great night, a great week, great weekend, great month, great year. I hope you have all the greats you're truly worthy and deserving of them. So until next time, 再见. Bye.